Hi, this is Robert at stocksmovingnow.com. Just wanted to bring to your attention a big move here on a stock ACOR, Acordia Therapeutics. Had this big spike here, bringing it all the way up to $29.11 from $25.54 on $469,000 in volume on the 1-minute bar. Obviously, it blew out support and resistance at $27.82. Looks like it's pulled back here a bit. Volume has dropped off. Still scouring, looking for news, and not really seeing anything. Again, briefing.com might be a good alternative if you can afford, $50 a month for a news service, but it is a fantastic news service. I will look over here on the Scottrade news site for Acordia. Let's see what we've got going on here. Okay, here we go at 1540. FDA Ampera to be distributed by Acordia Pharmaceuticals. So that was today. There you go. So that's available through Scottrade.com to be manufactured and licensed from Elon, but they will be distributing it. Apparently the market responded very positively to that news, and then now it's pulled back. So again, here's a case where at 1536, 37, 38, 39. So here at 1540, this is when the news came out, or 1539, when the news came out through Scottrade. Briefing.com might have gotten that a bit earlier, but even Yahoo and Google don't have that news yet. Once again, let me just show it to you here. FDA Ampera to be distributed by Acordia Pharmaceuticals. If we bring that up, it just says more to follow. So that looks like good news. The market's responding after the initial spike up. It's now looks like it might want to be heading back higher. It's deciphering whether or not that information is valuable enough to move it higher. We'll go ahead and look at the SEC website. No news there. Again, Yahoo will reload. No news there, but just want to help you see, the value of my website, which is stocksmovingnow.com. This information was available and gleaned initially from this section. This is the new lows for the day. This is the new highs. But typically, you might see something fly by here, usually in a light blue color, making new highs or new lows for the day. But Stocks Moving Now consolidates that into a grid and lets you see that in a manner that your eye can capture. There are times when the market's moving so fast that you can't even decipher these. So that's originally why I created stocksmovingnow.com, to give you something that's more meaningful. Can give you industry information, current highs and current lows. I'm sorry, I take that back. Total highs for the day and current highs for the day, which is the number of highs in the last 60 seconds. So you can see this really had a lot. It moved up 5.832% on this move at 15. It actually caught the move at 1535, which is right here. But the news, as we showed you from Scottrade, let me just pull this over here, wasn't even available until 1539 and 1540. So it would be interesting to see also if ELN also is being moved by this. Right now, though, I just want to watch this one because it did have this huge spike in volume. Anyway, you can see the market accelerating here on the sell-off, and FAZ is moving higher. We had looked at FAZ earlier today and was wondering if it would break out above 20. Let's just pull up FAZ here to watch that in conjunction with this, just to get a feel for the overall market. So this stock is being moved by individual news. This is an ETF. It's a 3x bear fund, which when the market goes down, this stock goes up. So it works contrary to the move of the stock. It had reached a high earlier today at 1997. It might be loading up here at the, I don't know if in the last 60 minutes if it's made a new high. Let's go ahead and load this up. Yeah, there's FAZ right there. So as you can see, much more in terms of many more lows to highs. The ratio of highs to lows is 0.0758. And obviously there are many, many more lows. Um, but as you can see, this news here on this Acordia Therapeutics, it's kind of fallen off this initial push up to 29.11. Apparently that distribution deal wasn't as lucrative initially as the market thought. So we'll wait and see how that plays out. But let's also watch FAZ here, which is moving higher as the market is selling off. And again, if you watch this, these are the new lows for the day. If a lot of times when the market starts really selling off, you won't even be able to read this. So that's why I developed stocksmovingnow.com to give you a clearer picture of what's going on in the market. And again, it's of what our stocks are doing right now. I don't care so much about what the trend is or how they've been doing over the last weeks or month, although that's important and interesting. Really what we're focusing on is stocks that are making new highs in the last 60 minutes. And as you can see, FAZ is pushing higher. It's trying to get through that $20 mark, which I think if it does, you'll see this accelerating even more. Again, though, Acordia Therapeutics, in light of their news, could move higher. Stocks, regardless of how the overall market's doing, individual stocks can move higher. So here we see at least FAZ is touching on the $20 mark. Just interesting to notice that in juxtaposition next to Acordia and the entire market, of course. And here you see just intelligible information flying by and new lows being made for the day. The market is selling off heavily. Let's take a look here. If we look at Acordia Therapeutics, market's down 1.76%. If we look at DIA, Diamonds Trust, market's down almost 2. I mean, it's really selling off big. We're probably going to, hopefully we'll stay above 10,000 a day, but it's looking like it might come down probably to 10,100 is my guess, at least. But as you can see, FAZ is pushing higher. The market's selling off here. Let's continue to watch this. This is a more interesting story developing than Acordia Therapeutics, which although the spike was interesting, it's not really maintaining the same level of volume, and I think that's due in large part because the market's selling off. It may be that investors in that stock are just distracted from the overall market sell-off. So it might be really good news for Acordia Therapeutics, but we just need to wait and see how that pans out probably into next week as to whether or not that'll be a moving event for that individual stock. But right now the big news is market sell-off. As you can see it here, the accelerator is being pushed down on selling. We'll pull up the new lows here in a second. They're currently being loaded from the system. But FAZ definitely moving higher. We looked at FAZ over the last, let's even look at over the last year. Pushing down to 20, it's certainly in this low range that it's been in ever since. Let's see. Let's pull back. That's a little bit too far. Let's go daily. Let's go 6 months. Okay, so it's been as high as even 53 back in July of last year and then 89 last May. But as you can see, it's making some new highs here. Here we had a high of 1898. Here we were in the 2111 range. So it's certainly coming back up into that 21 range as a possible resistance level. We've currently got it at 2128 on resistance. Let's go ahead and take a look at the new lows. You can see how many new lows have been made in the last 60 minutes. 202 new lows everywhere from overall ETFs to, I'm sure, a lot of the money center banks. They're in the 400 range. All of these, Wells Fargo, TCB, JPM, Legg Mason, are certainly going lower. American Express, Sallie Mae, Goldman Sachs, Cohen Rafferty, a lot of the insurance companies, AIG of course, Met. So certainly seeing a sell-off in just a broad range of stocks. Here's all the different industries, whether it's oil, investments, banking, farm machinery, railroads. Everything seems to be selling off. Semis. So that's one advantage to my website. It also does give you information on what industries are selling off. And then, so here we are back on the new lows, or the new highs for the day, which there's 11. And we saw over 240 or so on the new lows for the day. So let's go ahead and pull this up. This is, again, FAZ. Seems like it's pulling back. We're getting ready to go into the close here. I'm going to go ahead and shut down. It doesn't look like Acordia Therapeutics is doing a whole lot, and FAZ is pulling back. So glad you could watch.